Now, I know what you're thinking, but no, this isn't an R2-D2, though I think they both experienced a similar incident. Which is why I think it's here. This air compressor now has a leak. I haven't seen this style of air compressor before. It has a tiny air tank considering how big it is overall. Also, for whatever reason, it was given a weird plastic shell. Maybe to make it look stylish, I don't know. But what I do know is that they cut the hole for the regulator awfully small, and when the plastic body gets hit, the regulator also bears the impact. And although its owner said nothing of the sort ever happened, I have my suspicions, especially of people named Jeff. There's only one way to find out what's going on though, so let's look inside. Well, I didn't think parts were just supposed to fall out like that. It looks like the threads that connect to the regulator snapped off. They're kind of stuck inside now. I imagine originally it looked something like this. My game plan here is to clean this end up, cut some female threads and put a nipple on. Recreate the threads that were there originally. I'm not a fan of this crappy cast manifold part. My biggest concern is that since the tapered threads are, well, tapered, that when I tighten the nipple, it will expand out on the weak casting and cause another crack. Don't ask me how I know. It's worth a shot anyways because I couldn't find a replacement part. Not that I imagine it would be cheap. Hey, those threads look pretty slick, especially considering they were cut with vice grips. Now for the regulator. I'm not as happy with these as I am with the cast part, but I think they're still passable. Now everything's ready to go back together, but first, I need to get something. And we arrive at the crescendo of this video, where the glue comes in. I know this off-label use will probably trigger some people, but hear me out. I think this is actually a decent option. Originally I had tried to thread in the nipple with Teflon tape, but I couldn't get it airtight. I think the threaded hole was too big and the nipple was bottoming out rather than sealing on the threads. I tried more Teflon tape, but it always leaked. I couldn't get it to work. And then I remembered a special ingredient I have. So I thought, why not? Before I used it here, I tested it on some air fittings I only partially threaded together, sort of a worst case scenario, and it blew me away. Rather, it didn't. Anyways, this stuff is a game changer. I think I'm going to make a separate video showing just how good it is with air leaks. But time will be the ultimate test. And now just to put the regulator back on. Check out how much empty space is inside this thing. It reminds me of a bag of chips where the packaging is mostly air. And success. It holds air. Although I can't hear anything, I think there's still a tiny leak because it loses some pressure overnight. Not something I'm too concerned about though. This is why I like working on things like this. I learn something every time. Like, not only does Loctite green make a tasty ingredient, but it can also seal pipe threads. And this little guy is also happy, since he got a second chance at life. That's all for this fix, thanks for watching. And don't eat Loctite.